Platical. That would have been a good place to press the button. Whew. Everyone, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Steve, and this is 60 Cycle Hum, the guitar buying, selling, trading, modding, fixing, breaking, reviewing, playing podcast. Target tonight is a tight 45. Let's go.
Ooh, I don't think we're gonna hit it, Steve. There's no way. We've never gone under an hour and 20.
Maybe we'll do that on the next episode then.
We'll have to play catch up and just do 20 minutes next episode.
There we go.
Yeah.
This first ad was sent by Ken Doucette. It's a 2014 Gibson Les Paul Melody Maker P90. Obviously, this is a unique example of these guitars. A previous owner stripped the original finish, then left it natural on the back of the body and neck while covering the front of it with flannel. It's wearing a bit, but it's still soft. The guitar, I feel like...
good. It's still soft.
I feel like flannel gets softer
the more you play it.
You wear it.
Oh, wear it. People wear flannel? I thought we just played it.
The guitar itself is a pretty cool model, thinner and lighter than a normal Les Paul, but does have a carved top. The pickups are also unique. They can be driven to sound aggressive like you might expect a P90. But I mostly feel like they're more of an overwound Strat sound. I put some new strings on it, and it's fun to play. It's not something that grabs me much anymore. It comes with the original Gibson gig bag, $600 or best offer. This has been available for 10 weeks in Portland, May. Thank you, Ken, for sending it in.
Well, I have a feeling it's about to sell because we're getting into flannel season, and this guitar looks like it matches pretty much every dude our age when they go to Thanksgiving dinner. This would just be camouflage blending into that one fall themed flannel shirt we have.
Here's what I think happened.
Tell me what happened, Steve.
This was maybe a solid finish, 100% opacity.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Set to normal, not set to multiplier screen or any of that BS.
I don't know what any of those words mean. Okay. I only know opacity or translucence.
Yeah.
And basically my gut here is that original owner or previous owner stripped it and then realized the top looks horrible.
Whoops.
And they're like,
shouldn't have taken that paint off.
What am I going to cover? Because otherwise, like, why would you even bother stripping it if you're just going to glue fabric to the top?
True.
Like,
well, you're going for a rustic look, Steve. You want that fall look. So you want the raw wood on the sides.
Does the raw wood on the sides make it work better?
Listen, Steve, if this had its original finish, it wouldn't look so pumpkin nice.
Pumpkin nice?
Like pumpkin spice, because it looks like a fall.
Ugh,
sorry.
That was terrible. Have you been sitting on that all day?
No, it just came to me.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
You should apologize.
You
apologize to them.
I'm sorry.
It's kind of stretched out in the way that I don't wear flannels anymore because none of my flannels fit me right. They stretch out like this because I'm
right. Well, that's why this is the official guitar of every dad at fall, at Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah,
because it's got that bulge in the middle and the whole shirt's stretching around. Yeah, like you can tell it was definitely their first time doing this because they didn't really plan for that to happen, and it kind of shows you what you need to be thinking about if you're going to do a fabric top on any guitar. Is your pattern gonna like melt and mutate and move around and get this weird curve in a mesh sort of pattern? This is why you want to go for like broken up designs, like floral patterns and things like that, because that what's that word I'm looking for? That distortion is going to be a lot less obvious on a carved top guitar like this. This is carved top, isn't it?
That's what they say. I'm looking at it. Yeah, I'm looking at Reverb. There's a few of these on here.
I mean, that could happen even with a flat top, just trying to like spread it flat with a scraper or something like that. You spray mount it down, and now you're trying to move it around to get all the wrinkles out, and it just pulls all sorts of funny ways.
So I will say this, looking at Reverb, the prices range from $1,000 up to $1,750. So
geez,
at $600, this is actually, I think, priced appropriate. I was expecting to look this up and be like, Oh yeah, and this person wants a ludicrous amount of money for it. But this is actually, I think but this is a fair price.
Also Gibbons, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, $600. You could just, I bet you could yank that off. You could grab the edge of that fabric and just start to pull at it and just like undo the sweater situation.
Yeah.
And the thing's just going to come off. And if not, you could, I bet some sort of solvent would take it off.
I think I would. I think if this was me, I think I'm buying this. I'm taking the flannel off, you know.
And you're putting on gingham.
Yeah, for the spring.
Yeah. For Easter.
I think, you know, it's already been stripped. So if you pull that off, you can probably get the whatever adhesive was used to keep the flannel on.
This guitar would look great natural.
Get that off pretty easily with some, you know, 400 grit to keep whatever sort of satiny thing going on underneath. And maybe the top doesn't look bad.
It might not. At the very worst, you'll end up with the fake relic Pizza Hut table.
Yeah,
which
fair.
Might not look bad.
I kind of like, without seeing what the actual top is, my like total thought process now is buy this, strip the flannel off, and just hit it with a can of clear and call it a day. I kind of want, like, I don't think I'd want to leave it completely raw. I think I'd want to hit it with a can of clear.
You know what I would
give it a little gloss.
You know what I would have done if I was doing this guitar? If I was going to do a flannel top on a guitar like this, I would have included a pocket.
Oh my gosh!
Right behind the bridge, just have a little pocket
to put your picks in.
Put your picks, or like just hang your sunglasses there.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, nice, tidy little pocket right there.
Then you could increase the price to $800. I can't believe this has been listed for 10 weeks,
Steve. And
that's wild.
Then you put a white pick guard or cream pick guard on this, and the pocket has the little pearl snaps, and now you've got a Western wear Les Paul. You know you want that.
All right. That's pretty good.
It's pretty good, right? Good. You want a Western wear Les Paul.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
And then you get pearl knobs on it. You know they're out there somewhere. Knobs that would look perfect.
No, yeah, 100%.
Perfect.
Absolutely. You'll probably get a pearloid poker chip on this thing too. That would be nice.
Ooh, yeah. Even if it was just cream.
Pearloid P90 covers? You think that's too much?
Maybe instead of a pocket, an embroidery of like a cowboy jumping a horse over a cactus.
Little lasso action.
Yeah. Get a lasso in there.
Yeah.
Ooh. Or maybe that's a graphic on the pick guard.
On
the strap or something like that. Because you need the white space.
And make it kind of Gretchy.
Yeah,
to have that on the pick guard. Or like not Gretsch, the old Bigsby designs. Oh, Gretsch does too.
Yeah,
like
one of the same.
Falcon and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you've turned me around on this.
$600. I say someone should get this.
I came out real hot out the gate until I saw the price comparisons, and I was like, all right.
No, it's a made in USA Gibson that you can take down to a natural finish for $600. The description of the pickup sounds interesting to me. I like the pole pieces do look different than what I'd expect out of a P90. So like it probably does have different internals.
Oh yeah, these are not.
They're super weird looking.
They're
right?
not adjustable pull pieces. P90s usually have adjustable pull pieces.
Yeah, those are magnetic pull
pieces.
These
are probably more like Jazzmaster pickups.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
I kind of just said that to piss off Jazzmaster pickups.
I know, but like, what if it's true? Because Jazzmaster pickups do have a magnetic slug in them. If it's got a big flat wind in there, then that could actually be a lot like a Jazzmaster pickup.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually curious about those pickups now. I want to know more about them.
I bet you could find, not on Reverb, but I bet you could find those pickups somewhere. And just buy them.
Now, Steve, one last question. If you were going to do this yourself, I already like threw my fantasy out there.
Sure.
My pitch with the Western wear variation. What would you do if you were going to do your own take on this?
I think instead of flannel, we're doing 90s starter jacket.
All right.
I'm not sure. It'd have to be. The problem is like I don't have like a specific sports team in mind.
Are those like the leather ones or like the windbreaker ones?
The windbreaker ones.
Okay, all right.
The ones that did like the real, like they usually do like 2 or 3 colors. In the 90s, they're all like a lot of them were
like the Hornets.
Bright. Yeah. That would be
everyone
a cool
had that for some reason.
Yeah.
So everyone had it.
I'm thinking something like that. I don't have too many specifics nailed down.
Sure.
But leaning in that direction.
All right. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. What next, Steve?
What's next is housekeeping.
Cool.
If you want to support this show, you can head on over to patreon.com/60cyclehumcast, where for as little as $1 a month, you can support the making of this program. Ryan replaced his light since the last time.
And I'm about to replace a camera.
And this camera over here apparently has a dead spider inside of it, so it won't turn on anymore.
No, it might be haunted.
Might be haunted.
It might have a ghost or a spectrum or a ghoul in it or something. I don't know.
But you know, things wear out and things break, and then they have to be replaced. We actually didn't have any new signups this week, and that's
You're breaking
fine.
my heart, Steve.
But what we did have is one of our old subscribers, Ian Ferguson.
How old is he?
I don't know. Well, he's been a support. He's been a.
You make him sound like he's 99 years old.
He's an elder supporter.
All right.
I don't know that he's necessarily
better.
old.
He might be a young.
He could be young,
there.
but
Yeah.
he's been supporting us for a long time. Found out that his card had been declined a long time ago, so he re-upped.
Did we ever know that his card was declined?
I probably need to make sure he gets added to,
there you
to the
go.
list. So let me write it down.
That's amazing.
But
welcome
thanks,
back,
Ian. Welcome back at the $10 level. And if you want to support the show, go check out the link below.
You could help fund a new overhead camera for this show, or maybe like I've been thinking I want a third camera, so maybe I'll get the second camera, I'll get the replacement camera, and then I'll take that to a shop and be like, can you figure this out? Or maybe I'll just try running a firmware update on it. Like who knows? It's doing this thing where like it crashes in the middle, like 30 minutes into a recording, it'll crash and then it bricks the file. It's just like this hopelessly corrupted file that can't be saved. Like there's people online who are like, I did this and it almost worked. Like it sucks. And so, yeah, I'm just going to get a different camera, I guess. All right. So what next, Steve? What after that?
This next ad was sent by Peter.
We're only 12 minutes in, Steve. We're ripping this.
Electric bass strings, 55 sets, $495. 55 all brand new, never opened brands of assorted brands of electric bass strings. Looks like a lot of Ernie Ball. Is somebody's shop closed?
Sure. Or someone smashed and grabbed.
Yeah. Imagine doing a smash and grab and only grabbing bass strings.
They're not cheap.
Asking less than $9 per set for a total of $500. Some of these sets go for over $30 each. That's true. So this is a tremendous bargain. I will not sell individual sets. Cash only, no shipping, no trades. Price is firm at $495.
Listen, I titled the folder for this ad Lifetime Supply. Let's be honest, though. This isn't a lifetime supply of bass strings. This is 5 lifetimes. Of bass strings, because you only need a fresh set of bass strings like once a decade, right? By the time you get halfway through this collection, the rest of it will be like deeply vintage, like new old stock.
There are at least, because I'm only looking at the ones that are obvious. There are at least 9 sets of flats. That's already 9 lifetimes worth of
right. You're never
change.
What? Oh, my flats sound dead now. Flats are forever strings, unless you're just like popping and slapping and really abusing your strings. You ain't never gonna break them. They ain't never gonna get dirty. You just wipe them down with a cloth or something.
There's 10 sets of Ernie Ball 5-string bass. Oh no, sorry. That one wasn't 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 9 sets of 5-string Ernie Balls.
Are any of these the rest of these 5 strings?
No. Oh no, the one that wasn't a 5-string where I was like, oh, I have to subtract one. It's a 6-string set.
Oh. Just in case.
The Diodarios, I'm not sure what those are offhand.
Hey, $9 a pack is a good deal, right?
This is a really good deal. I will say this is a really good deal if you are,
because bass strings aren't they usually north of 20?
They can be. They run the gamut. Some of these sets go for over $30 each. I think the DR high beams might be pushing up in that territory. I don't know how much a set of the D'Addario XTs are on bass because I've never picked those up. The Ernie Ball Cobalts could be pushing. I'm not looking any of these up.
Right.
I know like even the plain old XL D'Addarios, I think are like $15. Like nothing here is under $10.
You know who should buy these?
Who?
The alternate reality version of 60 Cycle Hum that's all about basses, just like bass stuff all the time, and just looking for that Patreon like fodder just to mail stuff out.
This would be really good Patreon fodder.
$500, 55 packs of strings.
Yeah.
Just like, who wants a pack of strings? I'm sending them out to the next 55 Patreons.
We would eventually break even off of this.
Oh, totally.
You know, at $10, like people would only have to sign up for 1 month. We'd send them a pack of bass strings.
Well, then you have to factor in the shipping, so 2 months.
Okay.
Yeah, but still, like, that'd be an excellent giveaway. Like, if you're running a music school, if you are a tech,
I think that's the scenario. Is if you're running a music school, if you are running a repair shop,
right?
And you just want to like get some cheap stuff off. I mean, I don't know. Are these cheap enough that you could buy them? And if you were
if you're running a shop, you probably have
a ton of, anyway.
No, you get a retail price.
Retail pricing.
What is it? Wholesale. You get wholesale pricing.
Yeah. Some of these packs might be right around retail pricing.
Some
wholesale pricing.
Wholesale. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Then it might be true that like this is a shop that closed down, and they're like, oh, I'm just going to break even on these, try to unload them, sort of situation. Get it all done in one go. It makes sense, you know?
Yeah, the DR DDTs are $27, it looks like.
And there's two of them here.
There's two of them. So right there, you're already, you know.
That's basically $60.
Yeah.
That's 10% of what you're paying is just those 2 packs.
I'm trying not to look at my phone right now too much.
Why?
It's game 3 of the National League.
All right.
Division
All right.
Series.
Okay.
Padres are.
This is why you want to do a short episode.
No, it's not.
As the clock is ticking, Steve has to check up on his ball boys.
But yeah, so this is just a ridiculous. This is just a ridiculous deal.
I think it's a good buy.
It's a good buy for the right person.
Right.
I don't know what.
It's the wrong buy for the majority of bassists out there. Like, you might want to experiment with bass strings and be like, oh, I might use 10 of these in my lifetime, and you're still like changing strings way too much.
Well, and so that's the other thing there, thinking about like, even if you were like just trying to try things out, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, there's only, of the 55 packs, there's probably about 20 different packs of strings.
Well, here's the grift, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
This is flippable, right?
It is flippable.
It's a long flip.
Yeah.
But it is flippable. You buy this, you buy the lot, you grab the packs that you know that you'll want to use, that you want to experiment with.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like let's say like 5 packs out of there.
Yeah.
The rest of it's all flippable. You use it to sweeten up Craigslist deals. If you're selling some cheap bass, like throw in a pack of strings. That'll push it over the top, like a reverb listing or something like that. You could stick these on reverb.
I mean, this would be a really cheap way if you're like, maybe not as much anymore. I don't know.
Instead of, you put them on reverb and you do groupings where you're pricing each at an average of 15. Now you're making $6 a pack.
Yeah, no, you could do it that way. But then reverb's going to cut into you. I was going to say, like, if I was still doing like the flip thing, I would kind of maybe be tempted by this, because one of the things I would do anytime I bought something that I was going to like clean up and throw back on the market is replace the strings.
Mm-hmm.
With basses, that could add up. My trick around that back in the day was Carvin bass strings were, from what I understand, were made by Labella.
Okay.
Very nice, but because they were Carvin branded, they sold them for like $10 a pack. Absolutely killer deal. Better than any other bass strings. And then Carvin went out of business. So that's probably why.
I saw some
They're
dude
not out of business
lose his absolute shit on a Facebook group because he saw like a 90s Carvin with a 6 in line. And he was under the impression that was like some sort of custom order someone put in, which, yeah, it was, because that's what all Carvin was.
Every Carvin.
But he was under the impression that the vast majority of Carvin headstocks were 3x3s. And so he was losing his mind over this. And so I started trolling him by sending him pictures of 1960s Carvins, which are like the weirdest, Bill
yeah.
Bixby acid trip body styles, and they all
Absolutely.
have 6-in-line headstocks. Like, what is this? This is what carbons look like, dude. You have no idea what you're flipping out over.
That's so bizarre. Because,
it was really weird
because I don't think of the Carvin like.
Yeah, but we're in San Diego. Though.
You could get the Carvin 3x3 on a lot of different
Right.
models, but you couldn't. I don't think you could ever get a Carvin 3x3 on a Bolt.
I don't know, man.
Which was their strap.
The dude was tripping.
You could get
like,
it on their telly.
Everyone was dragging him. Like, what are you? I think it was on Unpopular Guitar Opinions or something like that.
Oh man,
this was like 2 months ago, and I'm still thinking about it.
I've been trying to trim back my Instagram follows on my personal. I wanted to get it under 1,000, but I don't think I'm going to get there.
Go all the way, Steve. Take it to zero.
No,
Start over. Just start over. It'd be easier.
I just have one. It's just my wife.
Yeah,
my wife.
It's all just your wife's post.
Imagine just losing your mind over anything related to Carvin, though.
Right.
That's so painful.
And it's not like it was a bizarre headstock, like some sort of zigzag 222.
Yeah.
Like he was complaining about essentially an Ibanez headstock.
I think if you found like a Carvin with a 4.2, because
Sure.
Kiesel does make a 2.4, and from what I've heard, that's out of fear, justified or not, of Music Man.
I know, you always say that. I see 2.4s and 4.2s all over the place all the time.
Well, 2.4s you see all over the place. What I'm saying is that whether or not it's true, I know actually friend of the show, Hugh Schick, he reached out to me and said like it's absolutely cannot be true because it predates them. You know, Tysko.
Right. But it's all about who's enforcing it. You know,
but the reality is there are brands out there who just don't want to deal with even the potential legal fight.
Yeah. So
they are avoiding it. That STS guitars that we saw at NAMM, there's a video. They're German, so you kind of have to like figure it out. Mm-hmm. You have to pretend you speak German. But he mentions like that he uses a 2.4 headstock because of Music Man. So it's like it's a fear. So if you saw a Carvin or a Kiesel with a 4.2, I could see losing your mind. Oh my god, I can't believe they made this. How did they make this? Da-da-da. But 6-in-line versus 3x3, like,
yeah, it was a bonkers thing.
Come on.
Yeah.
Ryan,
yes, Steve.
You got anything new?
I tried out for a band last night.
Oh,
I answered a Craigslist ad for a guy that wanted to start an egg punk band, and I've been listening to a lot of egg punk. Oh my gosh, having trouble talking. It's been a long ass day for me.
What is the defining characteristic of egg punk?
It's kind of like if a bunch of college kids only listened to Devo B-sides.
Okay.
Like a pretty chaotic.
So it's like a
kind
really
of stabby, new wavy, but that kind of late 70s, early 80s, kind of like Los Angeles punk sort of art punk vibe, like silly. It's like the moment you hear it, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's Ryan music.
Yeah. Would you I know that's a more like egg punk itself is a more modern, but would you put a band maybe like X?
No.
Okay.
No.
You just said Los Angeles, and that's why I thought.
Well, but not that's a different vibe.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how to sort of frame a reference for you for this one.
How did it go?
But the egg punk would definitely be a genre of band that we would have hosted at the Park Gallery.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like it's that sort of like gritty, like kid vibe sort of thing, like college kid vibe. It went all right. The fun thing about it was that it was in someone's shed in their backyard. I drove all the way down to National City, which was like a 40-minute drive.
Yeah.
At 5 o'clock in the afternoon because
you got there that fast.
I know.
That's amazing.
It was amazing, and I stopped for gas. Like I hit it just right somehow.
Jeez.
Yeah. But it's just this like literal shed. I'll put up pictures. Who knows? Maybe the guy or like one of his other friends, because the guy sounds like he has a bunch of other bands. There was a Kuvave in the shed. So there could be a viewer involved. I want to preface this by saying I had a great time and I super loved the vibe of the shed. Anyways, here is the picture of the shed that we practiced in. And I'll show you, Steve. since you're not seeing it on the screen. So there it is from the outside.
Okay.
Like it's a shed.
Yeah.
And the ceiling, it literally like might as well, it would touch the top of my headphones that I'm wearing right now.
Sure.
Standing up.
It
Like,
looks like a pretty punk shed.
Rusty nails sticking out of the sides of the boards everywhere and stuff. There was, there's the Kuvave. Just covered in dirt and dust. That's what it deserves, though. I love it. This big mask was hanging on the wall in this dark shed, like single light bulbs or two light bulbs.
Now I really want to know more about this because I'm all of a sudden like, did I go to high school with these guys?
No, they were younger. Like
the
guy who did the ad, he said he was 30 or 31 or something like that. So he's 15 years younger.
So I went to high school with their older brother
or his dad. Who knows? Or an uncle. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then the bassist was even younger.
Okay.
I'm assuming, I didn't catch his age, but he looked like he could have been in his 20s. Had a great time. I legitimately really enjoyed playing in the shed. Like the last, the Vulture Shock, the last band I was trying to be in, we had like a
practice space.
Had a practice space, like trying to do it legit and stuff, spending all this money. I was throwing like $120 a month into being in a practice space with a band that practiced 3 times a month. It's like, guys, this will save us money because usually we have to spend $20 each to rent a space. Now we can go to the space whenever we want. Yeah, we're still only going 3 times a month. Thanks a lot, guys. Yeah, we don't have to load in the drums. I never have to load in the drums, so who cares? But I dug the vibes. I'm glad it's not summer anymore because it would have been hot in there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But they already had amps in there because they have other bands that they do in there. So I just brought my Quilter OD200 and just ran it into a 4x12 Randall cab that they had. Got drums in there and a bass amp and stuff. Who knows if it's going to work out? Does any band really ever truly work out?
Do you feel like right now, are you expecting a callback?
Oh, we already have a calendar. Like we picked a day while we were still jamming. Like, let's put a day on the calendar. It's like a week and a half from now. So who knows? Maybe they'll message me like, no, never mind.
Right.
But it was enough, and we had enough of a connection that was like, yeah, we should do this again.
Cool.
But cool. So we'll see how it goes. You know, it's just me, a bassist, and a drummer right now. I feel like to have a proper egg punk outfit. Obviously, we need to have a vocalist, someone who's writing the songs and kind of pushing the creative direction of it. And it would be nice to have some keys or something like that. A synth, even like a little toy synth or something like that would be a fun addition. But we'll see how it develops. Maybe it'll just end up morphing into YFB2.
It kind of seems like it's in that vibe.
Actually, the way that the bassist played kind of reminded me of you a little bit. So
that's terrible.
I know. I'm sorry.
Sounds horrible.
No, and old you too. Like. YFB.
That was better. I definitely feel like I'm a worse musician now than I was 20 years ago.
Here's the thing that I said about him to my wife. Because I asked him, like, is there a key that you want to play in? Like, let's figure out a jam. And he's like, I don't really do keys.
Oh, my gosh.
But then when he plays,
rough. Yeah.
Like, complete physical confidence in what he's doing.
Sure.
You can tell, like, like he has his things that he likes to do that he falls back on, but completely physical competence. Like he's playing bass like a bass player. So it's like, there's plenty of people who just like, I just started playing, and he likes playing and he does it. So no problems there. Just like, I just point like I'm here and you're like, oh, okay. I know where you are.
Yeah. I'm on this fret.
Right. Well, he was down tuned to D, I think. So he was like figuring out in his head, seeing what I was doing. Like, oh, okay, I'll be over here.
You had to think about it.
Yeah. So he has his own language in his head for his music, I guess.
That's awesome. No, that's awesome.
So who knows? Like I saw the listing, and it was like the first listing on Craigslist in like a year that wasn't like, we're trying to do top 40 of the 70s
Creed cover band.
Yeah, exactly. Anyone want to start a modern rock band? No, I don't.
We'll talk about that in a bit.
Or like the 3 guys who moved to San Diego from LA 4 years ago, and they're still trying to find a backing band for their shred project or whatever.
Yeah.
Or the same like lady who keeps posting links to download her album for free or whatever. She's like, hey, I'm just going to promote my album every single day on the Craigslist musicians community section. Everyone's seen your stuff already.
Yeah.
We're not, they're probably spamming every Craigslist in America.
For all the Russian bots on Craigslist.
Sometimes I think about just doing a video where I just go through Craigslist's like musician sections, like in different cities.
It's probably a good idea.
Try to find different ads and stuff like that. Like interesting things.
I like that'd be a good video.
We could review them on the show.
Yeah.
We could just do it on the podcast. I don't have to do a separate video. So it is a good idea. We should.
It is a good idea.
Guys, send in listings from the musicians community section on Craigslist. Like email them to us, screen grab them and send them to us. We'll do them like ads.
We'll decide if you should join the band.
Yeah. That's a good angle. Should you join this band? Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
There's a guy locally who's been posting for like 2 years now, I swear. And he's a senior citizen and he's just looking for other senior citizens to jam with. And I keep thinking like, maybe I should just make his day and go jam with him. But then he's going to be upset that I'm too young.
Yeah.
I don't want no whippersnappers.
But in 20 years, you'll be ready.
I don't think he'll be ready anymore.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's dark, Steve.
I had the thought the other day. I kind of like.
Also, he's over in La Jolla.
Oh.
What? You haven't caught my angle yet.
All right.
You haven't caught the grift yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna get in this guy's will. I'm gonna get in the trust.
You're gonna get the house.
I'm gonna get all his gear. He's gonna be like, you know what? You're like a son to me, not like my kids. They're not like sons to me at all. Even though all of them are boys.
Oh
I'm gonna leave you everything.
Yeah.
Everything that I have.
All because you didn't tell him his Squire sucked.
I was like, yeah, 12 bar blues. Let's keep going. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Sounds great.
Yeah, I love Joe Bonamassa. Totally. Yeah, he's the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's good thing he came around so we could all find out about BB King. That's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
That's not what is like an 80-year-old guitarist would say. That's what a 50-year-old guitarist would say.
That's true. When is senior citizen 65?
I don't know.
Is that when it starts?
I think it's a frame of mind.
That's fair. I'll never be a senior citizen.
I'm already one.
Ryan, a thing I realized in the middle of this that we didn't do earlier, which is bad.
Sponsors.
This episode is brought to everybody by True Fire.
Oh man! So we were recording this Tuesday last week.
Yeah.
True Fire is based in Tampa.
Yeah.
So we're still 24 hours away from that situation unfolding over there. Fingers crossed. Maybe it'll be a miracle and everything will be fine or better than everyone expected. But just keep those guys in mind. Also, like, while you're keeping them in mind, depending on what's happened, depending on what's going on over there, like, go check it out. Go do a free trial. Let them know that their business is still going over there. I'm pitching free trials as a way of dealing with a natural disaster. And I'm chuckling through it because it is dark.
Yeah.
It is a little bit rough, but like, there's real people who work over there. There's real people who live there. Also, Amplify 11 is out there. The company that I went out there and I did a bunch of videos for their YouTube channel with Jay Leonard J, No Fear Gear.
No Fear Gear.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember what their channel is called. Yeah.
Let's all be thinking about our gear friends in that area in Florida.
I talked to one of my gear friends and he said in one of my group chats, and someone said, "Hey, are you ready for this?" And he said, "Yep, my beer fridge is fully stocked."
All right.
So.
Have you seen the guy who's going to live in his boat? He's sticking out as in his boat.
I haven't,
because he doesn't want to abandon his boat because it's all he has. Like, it's a dark story unfolding. And now I'm talking about, and this is publishing in the future, and I'm going to feel so bad. Like,
maybe you won't. Maybe
it'll be an amazing story. I don't know. But anyways, this is the darkest sponsorship we've ever done. I'm so sorry.
Go check out True Fire. Look,
yeah.
Go check out True Fire. They have a lot of great lessons. I started taking a few. They have a lot of like single songs on there, and it really like walks you through. It's really interesting because they'll take like like a 3, 4, 5 minute long song and break every guitar part down into like 10-minute chunks, full band grooves, all this stuff, where like just to work on one song will be like an 45 minutes worth of videos.
No, you can learn every song inside and out over there. Like it, or if you want to do like theory lessons or something like that, you just want to learn how to get into blues soloing. Like you want to get lessons from like a specific instructor. They got all sorts of people over there, like all sorts of talent behind True Fire, and an incredible library of lessons and instructional things. That's the same as lessons, but tutorials on how to play songs. You get what I'm saying. Go check it out. They're our friends. They want to be your friend too.
Yep. This episode's also brought to you by Chase Bliss. They have a new pedal coming out. I think it might be out by the time this airs.
I don't know what it is. Do you know what it is?
I don't know what it is either. They've been teasing it on Instagram.
Maybe I'll put up a picture of it and we'll all be like, there it is.
To me, it looks like they're doing something with a Mutron vibe.
All right.
Like maybe some sort of like phaser-y sort of thing.
The last thing was a phaser.
What's the last thing? Is the womb? Oh, the womb tone is a phaser. So maybe it's something else.
I have no way of even knowing, or even, I couldn't guess.
I feel like once it's announced, it'll be really obvious. They're going back to their analog roots.
Ooh.
So it is a digital brain analog heart pedal, from what I understand. But I only know what the little, like, I assume that the music on the Instagram is like sound samples from it. So no one really knows what it's going to sound like. No one knows what it is.
No one has any idea what it is.
You know who knows what it is? Joel. Apparently is Joel. Joel knows, and apparently
because it's his company.
Emily Hopkins knows what
Emily
it is.
knows?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, because they posted it and she said like, this pedal is so cool. So it seems like she knows. But no one else knows. Only those two people know.
Well, if you're in the audience and you know, let us know in the comment section.
And if you don't know and you want to know, this is my call to action. Go to Instagram, look up Chase Bliss, and shoot them a follow.
There you go.
You can. They make really cool little reels and stuff. I like. They have a really good sense of who they are on social media.
Yeah, totally. They've always had an excellent brand identity.
Yeah. Ryan, you got that topic?
A topic. I do have a topic. Let me get, there's that pig mask again. Gus Clark. I don't know if I recognize that name. Someone new in our community?
Sure.
Yeah. If you're watching this show and you're not on the Facebook group, I mean, I can't blame you if you don't want to spend time on Facebook, but consider it. If you're already on Facebook, join the Facebook group, be part of the community, comment on things, post things.
If you're not on Facebook, join the Discord.
Make it the group you want it to be, or follow us on all the social media. We've been having a lot of fun on Threads lately.
So much fun.
They've been paying us. Threads has been paying us.
We got to the $500 tier last month.
We made $500 last month doing a lot of work. The moment they stop paying us, is the moment we'll stop posting.
You know what? We were already posting like crazy before they started paying us.
That is
Threads is really fun.
Okay, before we get into the topic.
For us, it's fun.
I've never enjoyed Twitter, especially as a guitar space. It just never felt like the community was there, because the guitar community has been so strong on Instagram because of the visual element. And like, oh, look at my cool pedal. Look at my pedal boards. Look at my guitar. Look at the flame on this neck. Look at my cool stack of amplifiers. Like, we love to show stuff off. When they came out with Threads, they just ported over all your followers from Instagram to Threads. So we jump on Threads. Our guitar community is there, and they're full of opinions.
Literally day one of us joining Threads,
right?
We went from like 0 to 2,000 followers.
We got like 7,000 or something.
About
like that
almost
now?
7,000. Yeah, and again, it's not about the numbers. It's just that these are all accounts that we were already interacting with on Instagram, and I feel like
instead of doing
that's been the problem with Twitter is like you have to start from scratch, and it's just not, it's never felt like a platform for musicians.
Yeah.
I've never been able to find guitar Twitter. I'm sure it exists, but
I haven't even heard legends of it. Like, I've never heard anyone in our industry or even someone in the community be like, "Oh, did you guys see this on Twitter? Like, the guitar stuff is going down on Twitter right now." I've never heard anyone talking about that. But guitar stuff is going down on Threads.
Yeah. Ryan, hit this topic.
All right.
Let's do this.
Gus Clark.
I'm excited.
Music needs a new grunge movement. A palate cleanser to push back against all the big big label corporate stuff. We need a Nirvana-esque subculture response to Swifties and the new version of butt rock. Like whatever butt rock thing is happening right now, I don't want to hear it. I don't even like, is there a butt rock thing right now? Like there always is.
Well, I know we've kind of talked, recently.
Let's define butt rock real quick. Butt rock is a radio format where the DJ is going to say nothing but rock.
Yeah.
When I first met Steve, he would use that term, and I thought he was using it as an analog to like hair metal, like describing like spandex.
I mean, I kind of was.
But that's not what it is.
Yeah.
It's that can be included in it, but it's all the way up through your Creeds and your Nickelbacks, et cetera,
and that's what I was going to say is there's like a Creed revival happening right now. So maybe that's what this guy's talking about, or Gus is talking about. But yeah, there's
you know what it is? You know what the genre is that he's looking for?
What?
Egg punk.
Egg punk.
Come on over. The water's weird. We're abusing chorus pedals over here.
All right, we solved it. Next ad. We're thinking about this, and we're thinking about like what are the subversives that make up grunge?
Right.
That not musical. Grunge was supposed to be. I don't want to say supposed to be, like, the thing I've always heard is that grunge, not to get too narrow, that Kurt always could basically kind of consider Nirvana just a punk band.
Sure.
So there's like a punk mentality to it. There's, it's kind of simplified. Maybe it's countercultural in
grunge
some ways,
is
intentionally or otherwise.
Grunge is the hard rock wing of the general umbrella of alternative. Like alternative isn't a genre. It just means that it's not a bunch of other genres, right, even if it sounds like those genres. Like it alternative is what we used to call indie.
Sure.
In a lot of ways.
And here's the broken thing, right?
This is such a convoluted thing to talk about.
No, it is. The messed up thing about this.
Unknown caller.
That was weird.
Cool.
I didn't.
Maybe you should put
that'll be on a separate track.
Yeah, no, sort of. No, I'll leave it. I'm gonna leave it.
Is there a way to? I don't know how focused. This is more.
You've never used Focus?
I don't use Focus. I
use it when I go to bed at night because Aaron and Cole and Phil will text all night.
Dude, I don't have my phone. I don't have sounds ever turned on my phone. My phone doesn't vibrate.
It don't vibrate?
No, I turn that off.
Wow, you live in a different world than me.
So my phone never vibrates. So I never have to put on Do Not Disturb.
All right.
Anyway, I put it on.
Going
now.
back to butt rock. How about
So here's the issue. Here's the issue. We're saying butt rock is like anything but rock. It's all those things. And we're saying like, well, I said Creed's having a comeback. Creed is fucking grunge, dude. Creed is like, they're not grunge. They're post-grunge. They're a post-grunge band. So the new grunge can't be grunge, which I don't think Gus is saying that the new grunge
he doesn't want
grunge.
the new grunge to be grunge.
I'm just saying like, we're at a point where
hurts
like
my heart.
grunge is kind of a mainstreaming, that's the whole joke, that you go to Target, your kid goes like, oh, I really like this angel with a heart thing.
Right.
And so they buy the Nirvana in utero shirt. And then, grouchy Gen X are on the streets like, oh, you like Nirvana, huh? Name 3 songs. And you're like, what's Nirvana? Oh, I thought it was a clothing brand.
So, let's tackle the pop side of this. Okay. I'm trying to get my head straight around this.
Sure.
What grunge was when it came out, culturally what was going on is that the rock music, the harder rock music that dominated the airwaves and dominated popular culture up until that moment, there was no punk in the popular culture. There was no weird like heavy fuzz, like Dinosaur Jr.-y type of stuff.
Sure. Like
some people knew about the Pixies sort of thing, but even that wasn't exactly that sort of thing. It was all hair metal. It was all this, like the newer side of classic rock, which is also a radio format. It's not a genre. There's no such thing as classic rock as a genre. It is a radio format. It just means no rap, no punk, no new wave.
Oh my gosh. Fair. Yeah. Fair. Yeah.
And you had like a decade of this spandex spin-off of glam metal, hair metal, just hairspray, arena rock, makeup on everyone. And like you started to edge out of that with like Guns N' Roses, where they had a more earthy sort of look at a certain point, but in like you still had, you still had like white leather assless chaps going on.
Okay, on that topic, like
fishnet shirts and stuff.
And that idea, I think if you showed me, the problem is I'm going to recognize Slash, right? But if you showed me
Axl Rose,
like a 5-second clip of Axl Rose with no audio, a 5-second clip of Axl Rose and a 5-second clip of Bret Michaels, I don't think I could tell you with more than like 50 or 60% accuracy who is who.
Sure, I would probably be able to tell, but
like maybe I'm wrong.
Same
but to me,
genre
they're just
of person,
generic white guys with long hair.
But it was all about opulence and limousines with hot tubs in the back. And I watched the
Motley Crue documentary.
Drugs and alcohol and just the spectacle of excess. And then grunge came in, and the aesthetic was a complete cultural flip. Gone were the days of limousines with hot tubs and bright pink spandex. And now everyone's brooding. Everyone's like introspective, very depressed. Cocaine has been replaced with heroin. Like it was more than a genre change. It was a full cultural change. And it reflected where people were better. Like people were burnt out. It was like when disco died. Like when hair metal died, it was dramatically quick. Like dramatically quick. Like bands that were huge all of a sudden were like, we don't know if we have careers anymore. Like that's how quick it was. And so is that what we're aiming for here? And what could possibly do that? What could possibly come in and be the counter to butt rock, to pop music, to like the problem with this premise, I think, is that there is no genre that is absolutely dominating right now. Music fandom is totally different right now. There is not something to counterculture against because there is such a wide variety of culture. There is such access to such variety. Really, the thing is like not waiting for something to become popular. The thing is going out and finding the stuff that is unpopular on your own. Like get on Spotify, get on YouTube, get on Pandora or wherever you listen to music, Apple Music, wherever, and start diving. Start finding the weird stuff. Start finding things that like, I've never heard anything like this before and I like it or I hate it. Or maybe I hate it and I want to see if there's other stuff in this genre that I do like because there's something here, but it's not this. Let's see what else there is. Like that's like I already mentioned egg punk 2 times. This is the 3rd. That's how I landed on that. I think I saw someone talking about it on TikTok, like, oh, there's this genre, egg punk, and this is what it's like. Like, I'm going to go get on Spotify right now. And I sat and I listened to probably half an hour, and it just became my gym music.
Right.
And then it became my driving music. And I've been listening to it like for like a year solid now. And now I'm like joining a band potentially.
Egg punk is the new grunge. Yeah.
Who knows?
It's tough. And there are these massive fandoms, and
here's the clickbait, Steve. This is why there will never be a new grunge. Why there will never be a new grunge. That's the title. We got him. That's such a Rick Beato title. We got to do Rick Beato faces. Steve, like move your microphone. Give me a Rick Beato here. Am I doing the wrong one? No.
I don't know. I don't look at Rick Beato thumbnails that often.
This is all I look at. I've got a whole album full of them. That's good. Steve, that's good.
Maybe one of these. The audio people are like, what's happening right now? I thought about this and we talked about this a little bit. And also Emily from Get Offset suggested this on Threads. I'm doing topic call outs on Threads now too. She said that we should talk about this artist. And so I'm going to talk about this artist and I'm going to tie it into this. When I think of like grunge, like maybe it's this late grunge, maybe this is a general art rock thing, but I think of Lollapalooza.
Totally. And that's all very alternative window, alternative bubble. Like grunge is within that, and alternative surrounds it.
And you know who just absolutely killed Lollapalooza?
Who?
Chapel Roan.
Yeah, I mean she's blowing up like crazy.
Yeah.
And everything I haven't sat down and listened to any of her albums yet, but everything I've heard from her, like this is fire. This is hot stuff.
And so that
like musically, it's. Sounds amazing.
And she's kind of one of these people. She's actually been in the industry for like 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of had like an underground following, around the start of COVID. She had like some hit underground stuff. Very popular with the LGBT community. Which is the new grunge? Is it just going to be, are we finally as a society going to embrace gay music? Because I've been listening to a lot of gay music for a long time. It's like most of the music I listen to is gay. I feel like
most of the music,
it's not, but I feel like a lot of it, like Tegan and Sarah.
You know that I've seen Tegan and Sarah,
like in concert
at House of Blues.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Back when I worked at Top Heavy, one of my coworkers had tickets and like, you want to go? I was like, yeah, let's go. That was like 2004 or 5, something like that.
And I think we've had these moments. Like Boy Genius was huge. Boy Genius, I would say, is in that category.
I mean, we were just talking about hair metal, man. You don't think hair metal was full of gay dudes? Like every genre is full of gay people.
Yeah,
like,
but there's music. It's one thing to have a genre that has gay dudes in it.
You know what genre?
It's another thing when like that becomes like it feels like, the homosexual community, the LGBT community is like picking the music that's popular. Maybe they're not picking it, but it's like, I don't know. I'm explaining this very poorly. It sounds very weird. What are you going to say?
I know gay people with bad music taste.
Oh,
but
what?
I know. Sorry, friends. But I think we can all agree that some of the best music in American music history has come from marginalized groups, has come from niche communities, has come from...
If you say niche one more time.
Niche. Has come from groups outside the mainstream.
Yeah.
Groups that have a culture together, that have a shared experience, that have a community. They tend to produce great art that everyone else goes like, I want a piece of that. What genre have we mentioned tonight that is likely to be like the straightest genre you can think of? Like, I can't think of a single out queer person in like that post-grunge butt rock genre.
I mean, I'm sure
they're there.
I feel like there's someone like really obvious.
It just feels so painfully heterosexual.
Yeah, I'm sure,
like, and white heterosexual.
I'm sure our comments are going to be flooded with examples.
Be angry and racist and homophobic.
I think
I don't
there
care.
is something to be said for the fact that like
I do care, actually. It'll be a great way to clear out.
I think when you
the haters in the audience.
When you think about like the original grunge movement, like actually somebody posted this the other day. This was one of my favorite. We keep talking about threads. This was a fun threads thing. Was who would win in a 3-on-3 basketball game? Nirvana versus Green Day. And I was like, dude, Chris Novoselic in the paint. Like, how do you defend against that?
Being tall doesn't mean that you're good at basketball.
Yeah, but when the tallest guy on the other team's like 5'10",
that's true.
And you're 6'7", I mean, all you got to do is post in the paint, baby. Like, come on. But anyway, the point being, like,
I think that Green Day would show up and actually try to play. I think they would take it weirdly serious.
I think the issue is that, or the where I'm going with this is when I think of like, and I wasn't there, I don't know what everyone looked like, but I think of like the original grunge movement, something like 89 to 93.
Sure.
You know, Nirvana, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, like that whole,
right there.
You know, that whole thing, like Pearl Jam, like I just think of like a bunch of like skinny, like I don't actually think of like grunge it being like a particularly masculine genre. But post grunge on the other hand, extremely masculine genre.
Grunge in its culture had a lot of androgyny, where it wasn't like, I'm not gonna say what it wasn't like. I'll say that it was like, it wasn't unusual to see men with painted nails, like lipstick, like wearing dresses. Like Nirvana was all about like wearing sundresses on stage,
like sundresses,
but like all sorts of stuff like that. Like kind of, it's like, we're just gonna kind of abandon a lot of gender norms, while still being a bunch of bratty dudes that are kicking the can around Seattle with our Doc Martens, you know. But still, like there was, and especially like in the female led side of alternative, like all the girl rock stuff going on, like they were part of the androgyny too. Like there was a lot of just like, oh, we're just gonna be kind of like all rough and tumble and as feminine as we want to be as well. Like there was a queer component to that scene. It just wasn't over the top the way, like, you know, Queer Eye for the Straight Eye.
Sure.
Queer
for the straight guy.
For the straight guy, kind of like over the top, kind of like queer culture in that you see in media. It was different than that.
Here's the candidate I want to put out. I don't know if we have a lot more to say on this topic, but here's the candidate I want to put out for potential, just to throw a hat in the ring as a genre that exists, that if it actually like grabbed foothold, which it could be the new grunge, and I think it would be interesting, is hyperpop.
Sure.
Charlie XCX, of course. We just had Brat Summer.
Honestly,
artists like 100 Gex is absolutely what grunge you know, I feel like they're, you know, it's like if grunge had a computer, that's what 100 Gex is.
There's so much stuff that people see as landing in the pop space, because whether it's singing led or bass and drum beat led, or it's electronica led, they think of it as pop or rap or electronic or whatever, and they're not listening to it. They're not giving it the credit it deserves. A lot of that stuff would fall within that 90s Lollapalooza bubble. Like, it's weird, it's creative, it's pushing musical boundaries within the bubble of popular music. I don't mean pop music. I mean like popular, like in the zeitgeist music. They're just not doing it with like distorted guitar. Like they found other instruments. They found ways to self-produce and to make music that is weird. Like I was telling Steve about this Kesha song that is a fever dream.
Yeah.
It is like circus music. It feels like it's driving you crazy, and it's delightfully weird. Like that would have been played right next to like Jane's Addiction or Butthole Surfers or whatever else on the radio, on alternative radio in the 90s, if that had come out then, because it's weird, but it's pop.
I think you're seeing it too with a lot of younger artists. We mentioned Chapel Roan, we mentioned earlier, is produced. A lot of her music is produced by Dan Nigro, who also produces for Olivia Rodrigo. I think you're possibly going to start to see a wave of guys who are, or just producers in general, who are our age, who were raised on 90s alt, and are they going to bring that kind of sensibility into pop music on the production side. So does that answer like what the new grunge is? I don't know.
There is no new grunge. There will not be a new grunge. Will there even be an old grunge anymore? I don't know.
Hope not.
I kind of wouldn't mind if we could all just forget post grunge for a lot of it. Like all the Creeds and the Gobsmacks and the Stains and stuff like that. I'm never going to be nostalgic for any of that. I know people are feeling nostalgic for that. It's never going to be me. No, thank you. That was like my college area where I was cynical and I was like, all this music sucks and I don't want to listen to any of this. So I'm going to go listen to weird old recordings, so that's where I'm at.
All right. I'm not going to add anything to that because I think you killed it.
Cool. I killed it.
Not like in a good way. Like, I don't think there's anything left to say.
Yeah, totally.
This last ad was sent by Nick B. It's called Real Scary Teeth. Last chance before I disassemble this guitar. Brand new Broussard Customs electric guitar features a custom hand-carved and hand-painted body in the style of a BC Rich Draco. It has real deer antler for the teeth and fangs. The back edge is bound with white binding. It comes with 2 Hot Rail humbucker pickups, gold tunematic bridge and tailpiece, Geiger tuners, and displays the signature Broussard Customs floating headstock logo. Last chance before I disassemble this guitar to take it off. Oh, so David Broussard is the guy who made this, who's selling this guitar.
Right.
And this sold. It was listed for $130 and it sold.
So this is our Spooktober entry. For this episode, we're going to do an extra Adventurers Club prize for the spookiest ad of October. And so this is the second one of the month. We need 2 more. So email them in, guys. Email us some spooky ads. What do you have to say about this, Steve? He's got real deer antler in it as the teeth. It looks like a weird pastel demon.
I'm like, because it's upside down, I'm just even having trouble figuring out what the hell is going on here.
This shape has always been stupid to me. I've always hated this shape. They tried, like, the BC Rich trying to do a V and trying to make it all like, spider jaws and stuff like that, and like all gothic with points on it and stuff. It just, that shape fails in my mind. And it really only works upside down as any sort of visual. Like, yeah, it looks like a dragon head or a demon head or whatever when you turn it upside down. But no one's ever going to hold it upside down because they're playing it.
Here's my Spooktober comment.
Yeah.
This guitar will haunt my dreams. Not because it's scary, but because the fact that it exists is a true nightmare. This is like... I like
it's pretty ugly.
The head. Okay, I want to talk about this headstock.
Yeah, I know.
Conceptually, I actually think conceptually this is really neat.
By description, it's not that different from the headstock on the Cream guitar back there. That's got the epoxy.
Oh yeah.
With the logo floating.
Conceptually, it's in that range. The difference is I don't think the Cream guitar guys use spoons anywhere in the fabrication of their guitar.
This is a rough execution.
The fact that like this is like such nightmare fuel of a like trying to be a scary looking demon fang body, and then I know your logo is your logo and whatever, but like this is like, what font is this? I know this font. I think this is the font that that Adobe Acrobat defaults to when you do a signature.
No. That's some sort of weird 70s font. That's like my point. That's like the what is it? The Pod People movie font.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers. You know how it's that weird like kind of cheerful font?
Yeah. My point being, like, this is just like you took a font and you made it your logo.
Okay.
Now I like the little guy with the guitar thing.
You like that part.
I like the idea of it, but it's also very Music Man. So
I don't like it whenever there's a guitar in a guitar logo.
Fair.
Also, it looks like the guy's peeing.
It does look like the guy's
standing at a urinal with the guitar standing next to him.
He doesn't want to leave his guitar on. He's at the show. He doesn't want to leave his guitar on stage because he doesn't want it to get stolen. So
okay, I'm going to say something I think is really cool about this guitar. I like using the deer antlers as teeth. Like, that's a cool element. Everything else he did with the painting on this distracts from that.
Yeah.
Like, that concept, the deer antlers as teeth and horns, lean into that. I want to see that treatment across the whole body. Mm-hmm. Like, tile it with deer antler that look like teeth and claws. The green and blue and yellow and purple and red painting of a dragon or a demon face on this, it's not working. It's not scarier than the guitar was before you did all that. The teeth are. The horn elements, the antler elements, there's something there. You got something. That is a concept that could elevate this guitar. You just have to do more of it. And it also cracks me up to look at this sort of stuff. And like, anytime you see like a heavy metal guitar with like paintings of like Satan and pentagrams and like whatever on it, or some like demon lady with her boobs out or whatever, or some guy is like in his leather outfit with all the spikes and the studs and everything like that. All of that came about because some dude was sitting around in his room doing craft time with paint and glue and bedazzling his stuff. It's just bedazzling. It's Beelzebub bedazzling.
Oh my gosh.
Bedazzlebub?
My last comment on here, I will say, this is listed for $130. That price is fine. That's the right price. It's a guitar that exists. That's the price that you could buy a guitar that exists. There's not like a lot of, information about the hardware, but if you were just hard up for hardware, maybe you pay $130. And if you hate this, you've got a bunch of Geiger parts, which are fine. Like there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, Geiger makes some good stuff.
Geiger makes some neat things.
They also make like the weird skull knobs and all the like.
Which I'm surprised.
Wait, where's the skull knob?
Where's like you could have thrown a skull knob on here for the volume knob and said you've got whatever like generic.
That's such a weird knob.
So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Where did that knob come from? It looks like it came off a mixer.
Yeah, no, it probably did. There's probably it probably came off of like some old like Washburn effects pedal.
Right.
Laying around.
All right, you ready to pick your favorite?
I know what my favorite is. You ready? You want it?
Oh man, okay. I liked the Plaid and I liked the Lifetime Supply.
Lifetime Supply was fun.
But you're going to go with Plaid, aren't you?
I'm going to go with Plaid. Because I pivoted so hard on it, I feel like I owe it to Plaid to voice.
Who sent the Lifetime Supply?
Peter sent the Lifetime Supply.
All right, we have a couple.
Ken sent more Plaid.
They aren't Mark ads and they aren't Michael Krause ads or
Dave
Matt
Santander.
Carnival.
Hope you're doing good, Dave. Haven't heard from you in a while.
All right, so let's start it out on a spin. And so I'm going with the bass strings because that tickled me for some reason.
Yeah,
Steve is going with the Plaid, which is also a very good ad. Steve gets it.
All right,
congratulations,
Ken Doucette.
You just won a $25 digital I cannot speak. You just won a $25 virtual gift certificate printed on a heavy digital cardstock. Steve will email you and get that all sorted out.
All right, this song was sent by Eric Lepp. He says attached to the email is an MP3 of the single Gunslinger and a PR sheet. Also, here's a link for high quality. Any idea when to play it? So this is a band called Dusty Coyote. They are from Ontario, it looks like, which is in Canada. And I'm not going to read this because it's a long thing, but this single is called Gunslinger, and it's on their EP, which is called Somewhere on a Dusty Plain.
Super cool. Love the vibe. There's a couple themes in there.
Mm-hmm.
They're common themes in this style of music that I used as well in a Dinosaur Ghost song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, a song that predates Dinosaur Ghost, Sea Bison. Remember Sea Bison?
Yeah.
But also, it's a spaghetti Western style track. I really like what you did with those themes here. I wouldn't be surprised if it's in the same key. Like,
okay, I want to ask you this.
Yeah.
In the press release thing that he included, he lists 3 inspirations.
All right.
And I want you to try to guess what those 3 inspirations are.
Oh, no, I don't want to play that game. Just tell me.
Link Ray,
Of course.
obvious. Ennio Morricone,
Yeah.
Obvious.
Obviously.
This one is less obvious, but hearing it and reading it makes a lot of sense to me. Joy Division.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like that bass is seems like something, that has a little bit of that vibe. So.
Or that's like
and just the overall darkness of it.
Or that's like when we used to have a band together and people asked us what we sounded like, and we would say we sounded like a mix between Huey Lewis and Limp Bizkit.
Oh, gosh.
And just say something stupid just to throw people off.
No, Joy Division. It
totally tracks.
Vibe.
Yeah. No,
our band did not sound like Huey Lewis or Limp Bizkit.
No. We sounded like the Dead Kennedys.
Yeah.
But we sounded that way without knowing what the Dead Kennedys sounded
I only knew
like.
like 2 Dead Kennedys songs.
We were trying to sound that way. It just is what came out of us. But really strong composition. Like, yeah, I really like that a lot. I like the stereo gunshot that went through.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, really, really fun production on that. So thank you for sending it. Everyone, send us your band songs, your home recordings. If it's just you strumming a ukulele into the microphone on your smartphone and you just send us a note and it's just like you just jamming, that's fine. We literally play everything that gets sent to us. Well, if you email us 3 songs, we're just going to play the first one.
Yeah.
We're not going to listen to them all and pick. We go just off.
I just
the email.
grab one. I go off of whatever song title sounds cool.
So it really doesn't matter what you send. It's going to be the first one or whichever one has the coolest title. But yeah, send us whatever. Like if it's just like some sort of sketch that you recorded, that's fine too. We'll talk about it and be like, oh, it could go this way or like whatever. Like
really the only qualifier is you recorded it.
Right. And it's not a link. Send us a file. So I don't have to go figuring out how to buy your song or whatever. Like I'm not going to buy your song unless I really have to because Steve already talked about it, but I wish we didn't do those. I don't want to spend $1.
I try to check.
Right. So no Bandcamp links. Send us the actual file. All right. Bye, everybody.
Stay grounded.